So Lee, I suppose Fulham been struggling, but you can only play what you're faced with, and another win for Newcastle.
Yeah, big win, massive win really, because if they'd have got beaten that game, then I think the pressure would have really been on. Even though it's so early in the season, I think they're the sort of home games that they didn't win last season. They struggled in games against the sort of so-called lesser sides, if you like. So to get one on the board so early, and in the way that they've done it with the players that they had available, then I think that was a really good result.
And there's always somebody who pops up with a goal. You never know who it might be.
Yeah.
This time, Leon Best.
Yeah, he showed that before, Leon Best. He last season got the hat-trick against West Ham. I think he finished with 6 goals last season and about 9 or 10 starts. So his starts per goal ratio isn't too bad. He's popped up again. He's given the manager another sort of problem. He's given another sort of question to answer, and with nobody really here as a prolific goal scorer at the moment, it's another chance for Best to push on. But I think he's set his own high standards now, and he's got to sort of achieve them.
What do you feel Pardew's attitude to Leon Best is?
I think he sees him as a squad player, if I'm totally honest. I don't think he sees him as, he's already documented that he wouldn't give him the number 9 shirt. He wouldn't go that far. I think it's a lot of pressure if someone did put on the number 9 shirt, and I don't think it would go down too well with the fans if they did give it Leon Best. As much of a cult hero as he's sort of become, I think he's a player that's still got his best years in front of him, but I think he's probably always going to be in and around the squad unless he goes on a really hot streak, and hopefully he can do that,
And if I was trying to be pessimistic about a win, do you think this decent start to the season could be fuel for Mike Ashley and others to say, well, we don't need that much investment?
Well, in the past I think it could have been, but with the gate being 10,000 down against Fulham, I think that was a bit of a wake-up call to the board, and I think they've responded in the sort of latter stage of the transfer window by bringing in David Santon and a bit more sort of goalkeeping cover with hopefully a striker to come. So I think from that point of view it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, actually talking about the potential, with the transfer situation, Santon comes very, very highly rated by Mourinho.
Yeah, I think it's a big signing. I think he comes in with a little bit of a question mark about his injuries. He had a knee injury a couple of seasons ago and obviously got loaned out last season. So he hasn't been first choice for Inter Milan, but he's still only 20. A lot of potential, and when someone like Jose Mourinho's singing your high praises, then you must be a decent player. Let's put it that way.
So what do you think Newcastle can perhaps expect of him?
Well, they need to fill the left-back berth first and foremost. Ryan Taylor's done a decent job. He's popped up with a couple of goals and he's been the hero, but he's not a left-back. I think he's the first one to admit that he wasn't, and he just said he was going to do his best in that position. So hopefully Santon can offer us a bit of finesse on that side. I know he's right-footed, but he plays left-back, so he's obviously versatile as well. But if he can offer us some energy going up and down that line, then that's going to be good for Newcastle United.
And any other potential transfers? I know you've mentioned in the Chronicle a couple of other signings.
Yeah, Mena from Sochaux, he's been linked for a while now, and I think they are trying to push that one over the line, as they keep telling us. I think he'd come in as a player who's obviously done a bit in the French league, but he would have to prove himself in the Premier League. I'm still not 100% convinced that without a proven, tried and tested striker who's done it in the Premier League, we're going to definitely be guaranteed these goals. 4 games out of the next 5 are going to be away from home. I think that's a massive test of character for this team, and it is still a worry, the goals. So hopefully Leon Best can keep doing it, and we'll see who's going to be next on the sort of scorer rotation list.
And they have left it very late ago with transfers, and they do seem to quibble it. They're not large amounts of money, are they, really? Do you think it's a bit ridiculous that they keep quibbling over this?
I think it's difficult for any team to not be ripped off in the transfer window, but there's taken it to a point where you have to say, look, that's the price, you've got to pay it. So I think from that point of view, we would have liked to have seen some signings over the line a lot quicker than has already happened. So that's why the fans are frustrated. I can understand why they're frustrated, because the likes of Man United get the business done early and get it out of the way. And I think if you've got to be an ambitious team, you've got to follow that and put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. And Newcastle, while the boat plays in, everything seems to be sort of aired into the dirty linen gets aired in public. And we've had Charlton on my back, we've had Solskjaer on my back, FIFA, the FA, the Premier League, they've all been on Newcastle's back. So nothing seems to be straightforward, and that's obviously annoying the fans even more. But on September the 1st, everyone will be able to analyse it fully, look at which players have come in, and then make their assessments from there. But I think there'll always be people who aren't convinced by whoever comes in.
At least there are bodies coming in though, and that's a reason to be more optimistic.
Yeah, last season was a big problem. The final few games, it was like a youth team outing. At Chelsea, you had like Sammy Amiobi in there, Ryan Donaldson, Tavernier. They were all in there, all the young kids, and that's, while it's good in some ways, it's also a bit of a worry, when you are facing up the Man Cities and Chelseas of the world, who can do what they want basically from a financial point of view. So that Newcastle have got them youngsters is good, but let's not scar them for life and throw them in too early, and let's do it gradually and use different sort of competitions to make sure everyone gets the sort of fair share of first team experience.